It's the sure sign of a good time. The just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Hello and welcome back to this week's Picks. I'm Tony Softli, my man Randy Karraker here. Randy, we had a chance to go down to the Super Bowl last year, the week before the Super Bowl, and cover that as media type. Give me your thoughts on that awesome stadium, the stadium, the Palace that Jerry Jones built. What do you think?
It really is. It's beyond a football stadium. It might be a little bit too extravagant for a football team. Sometimes you want to have a more Spartan atmosphere for a team, but it is a palace. You use that word. Anytime I walk into a place and there's $1 million artwork on the walls, I have to question it, and especially at a football stadium. Hey, you can put up pictures of Roger Staubach and Danny White and Bob Lilly in that stadium. You don't have to put up $1 million artwork, but from a fan's perspective and from a media person's perspective, it is absolutely perfect.
You know, I've never ever seen, and it's probably one of its kind, the big screen that stretches from the 20 to the 20. And I've talked to a couple people that live there, a couple friends of mine. They feel guilty sometimes watching the game because they're not watching the players on the field. They're actually watching the game from the big screen.
It definitely takes your focus away from the field, doesn't it?
It's
and
huge.
Even the players and coaches down there in Dallas, they're just sitting on the bench looking up at that thing. It's the world's largest big screen, and if you spend that much money for it, you might as well keep your eyes on it.
Well, you got $1 billion stadium. Why not have the biggest screen in the world?
That's right.
Okay, everything's big in Dallas or Texas or something like that. Hey, let's talk about Tony Romo and this offense. You know, they've been struggling a little bit. They've been struggling to run the ball. They've had some injuries up front. They have some injuries now to some of their running backs. DeMarco Murray is one of Sam Bradford's former teammates. Looks like he's going to get the start, and Datard Choice is going to back him up. But let's talk about the wide receiver, Dez Bryant, some of the tight ends, and some of the personnel they have.
Dez Bryant is exactly what the Rams need. Dez Bryant at this stage is an uncoverable receiver when he's healthy. I think he doesn't have Calvin Johnson's size. I think he has Calvin Johnson type ability. He really is impressive. And Miles Austin is still the #1 target. And then with Witten, they have so many weapons. And even though they are missing the big guy, Felix Jones, they have so many weapons. I question, though, their offensive line, and especially their tackles. They don't seem to be as athletic as the tackles that play for the great offensive line. Doug Free is a big, giant guy, and maybe 20 years ago, Doug Free is a premier left tackle, but with as athletic as right defensive ends are right now, I don't know that Free has the quickness and the athletic ability and the lateral movement to be great. And I think that's a big part of the reason that Romo, they call it the Romo coaster. He gets hit a lot from that blind side.
Chuck and duck is what I call him, because he's been doing that a lot lately. And they have the rookie on the other side, Smith from USC,
right,
who's not playing bad, but he is a rookie, and it is what it is. You know, when you look at this defense led by DeMarcus Ware and Newman on the corner and Brady James in the middle, Ratcliffe, this is a solid defense, but they've been sputtering. You know, they've been in games, they've been out of games, they've played well, they've not have played well. The inconsistency is a problem. Will the Rams see that this weekend?
I think they will see that inconsistency, and the question is, can the Rams exploit it? Their corners certainly are exploitable. They don't have anything really special at the safety position either, but there are some guys to stay away from. You mentioned Brady James. That Lee from Penn State, Sean Lee, the linebacker that played with Josh Hull there, is having a magnificent season. He got hurt at the end of last year, but had a terrific rookie year too. And then number 94. If you ever go to a game or if you're watching on TV, if you just watch 94, he sets the tone for their defense. DeMarcus Ware does. And that's why in a game like this, if I have any questions at all about, and I do because it's a high ankle sprain, I wouldn't play Sam Bradford against Dallas because of DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah, there's no question. And you know what? Really, Saffold's coming off a left ankle sprain. If he's not 100% to protect his backside, I'm like you. Leave Sam Bradford on the bench. Let him until he's able to run and avoid and really protect himself with his mobility. Don't stick him out there. I totally agree with you. Let's talk about our picks. What do you think?
Well, the Rams scored 1 touchdown in every one of their games until last week when they didn't get any. They've scored 49 points in 5 games. So I think they'll get to 10. But I don't think that the defense is going to be able to contain this cornerback situation. Guys like Austin and guys like Bryant, and then inside Jason Witten, Romo's favorite target. I think that they put 30 on the board, and I think Dallas wins this one 30-10.
That's pretty good. You know, after looking at New England, I looked at Detroit and a couple other preseason games. They progressively have gotten better, but they've also taken some steps to go backward. But I still think they have more blue players, playmakers and difference makers that show up every week than the Rams. So I've got to give them the nod, plus home field advantage. I'm going to with Dallas 2017. I think that if Sam Bradford can't play and A.J. Feely, there's enough weapons out on the field that he can throw to, and it'll be fun to watch Brandon Lloyd do his thing this week.
Great acquisition. You can never go wrong with upgrading at the talent at any position, regardless of how small that upgrade is. That should be Billy Devaney's charge every single day. How can I get 1% better today?
That's it for this week. I'm Tony Softli, my man Randy Karraker. Hey, check out TonySoftli.com as well. Good luck this week.